Ethnic Relations Commission, promoting unity and equality. Ethnic Relations Commission, bringing you and me in harmony. No matter your color, ERC, or your race or your creed, ERC. Unity is important, ERC, to give this nation its destiny. Yeah. Ethnic Relations Commission, bringing peace and love to the old and young. Ethnic Relations Commission, bringing unity and equality.
Together we can, and together we will. Too many possibilities to stand still. If you love who you are, and you would be a part of something amazing, can you feel the thrill? You don't look like me, you don't feel how I feel, you don't know what I know, and you don't see how I see. But if we compromise, we can build a better nation if we all unite. Many voices, one heart. Many voices, one heart. Many voices, one heart. Together we can, and together we will. Together we can, and together we will. Together we can, and together we will.
Can we build this nation if you leave? How can we build if racism is all you ever see? How can we escape greed and poverty? How can we win if we don't live in love and unity? We can't do this without you. 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 Together we will celebrate the funeral of racism. Escape the bias of where we from. Embrace our differences. We can't let discrimination win. Skin tone can't be the reason that we betray one another and commit treason. No matter your hair texture, Guyana is the place to build your future. But we can't do this without you. 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 Together we build.
What makes you put your hand in the air? What makes you put your hand in the air? What makes you put your hand in the air?
Do you hear the sweet, sweet melody of peace, love, and unity? Our voices together in sweet, sweet harmony. Do you hear the sweet, sweet melody of peace, love, and unity? One nation we stronger. Guyana, let me show them unity. Let us cooperate under the sun. All different aside, that we march as one. 6 races you see, but there's one Guyana. Let us show more love for each other. Together we can, and together we will. One team with one dream, and we make it reality. Everybody scream. Do you hear the sweet, sweet melody of peace, love, and unity? Our voices together in sweet, sweet harmony. Do you hear the sweet, sweet melody of peace, love, and unity? One nation we stronger. Guyana, let me show them unity.
One dream, one heart, one goal we share. Building a future beyond compare. Different voices, one song we sing. In unity, let hope take wing. Together we can, together we will. With love and peace, we'll make it real. Respect and kindness, straight we find.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're about to get things started. Could you please stand with me for the National Pledge? I pledge myself to honor always the flag of Guyana and to be loyal to my country, to be obedient to the laws of Guyana, to love my fellow citizens, and to dedicate my energies towards the happiness and prosperity of Guyana. Thank you. You may be seated. Honorable members of Cabinet and the opposition, members of the Diplomatic Corps, UN Resident Coordinator, members of the public and private sectors, members of religious groups, CEO of the Commission, commissioners, as well as staff of the Ethnic Relations Commission, the ERC, and my media colleagues. Good afternoon, and welcome to the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination and the Commission's second anniversary. Please join me in applauding the hard work of the Commission over the years, and there is much more to be done. I'm your host, Felice Robertson, and I'm so happy that you are here joining us this afternoon. There truly is much to celebrate. Now, as we get into the program today, we really want to start things off with opening remarks by the CEO of the ERC. That's Ms. Gomez Camacho. Please put your hands together for her.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts. A pleasant good afternoon to you all. The Honorable Gail Teixeira, Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, the Honorable Ganesh Mahipaul, MP and Representative of the Opposition, Her Excellency Jean Kamau, UN Resident Coordinator to Guyana, distinguished ambassadors, high commissioners, chairmen, commissioners, and staff of the ERC, esteemed partners, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen all. It is both an honor and a privilege to extend a heartfelt welcome to you all. As we're gathered here to commemorate two significant observances, the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination and the second anniversary of this commission. The Ethnic Relations Commission was first established in March 2002 as a part of the broader national commitment to fostering an understanding of tolerance and peaceful coexistence among the diverse communities that make up the fabric of our great nation. Since then, the Commission has undergone three distinct phases, each serving as a vital pillar in advancing the cause of ethnic harmony. The current Commission was inaugurated on March 21st, 2003, a date strategically aligned with the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. This observance holds great significance both locally and globally, serving as a reminder that the fight against racism is not only a necessity, but a moral imperative for humanity. It is within this context we find it most important to take the opportunity to share with you the tireless efforts of the staff, commissioners of the ERC in promoting mutual respect, inclusivity, tolerance across all sectors of our society, and to recognize the importance of you, our partners, both local and international, that support and enhance the work we do. As we reflect on the progress we have made, we also acknowledge the challenges that lie ahead. We have made great strides in addressing issues of racial discrimination in both public and private spheres. Yet, we are reminded that the journey towards a racism-free society is still ongoing. I welcome you once more as we join us as we reaffirm our commitment to building an inclusive society, and as we celebrate diversity, equality, and ensuring that every individual, regardless of their background, feels valued and respected. I am confident that the items on today's agenda will charge you all towards our goal, our national motto: one people, one nation, one destiny. I thank you.
Thank you, Madam CEO. Once again, please put your hands together for her. And what is a good Guyanese celebration without a bit of dance? So today we're going to head into a lovely unity dance performed by the National School of Dance. Please make them feel welcome.
Team Guyana, this one's for you. One voice in time, yeah. We gonna lift it up, lift it up, lift it up. So many years have passed and you know they're still fooling me. divide and rule and conquer. Messing up we Guyana. One voice is the voice of the people. Let we make them know we only believe in racial harmony. Oneness, 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 one voice is the voice of the people in love and unity. Just reach out and touch your brother man. We are all Guyanese. They carry like a football, taking us from goal to goal. But listen my people, we not taking anymore. And the end of our thing, get rid of it now. Just call me a Guyanese, of that I am proud. Hey, hey. One voice is the voice of the people. Let we make them know we only believe in racial harmony. Oneness, 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 one voice is the voice of the people in love and unity. Just reach out and touch your brother man. We are all Guyanese. Races of this nation, time to show that we are one. Enough manipulation, come let's unite the nation. It's a different time now. Hold up your head, let's shine now. Trample it, stample it, jump on it, lift your voice and sing.
Fix the thing, man. Fix the thing, man.
One voice is the voice of the people. Let we make them know we only believe in racial harmony. Oneness, 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 one voice is the voice of the people in love and unity. Just reach out and touch your brother man. We are all Guyanese. One voice is the voice of the people. Let we make them know we only believe in racial harmony. Oneness, 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 one voice is the voice of the people in love and unity. Just reach out and touch your brother man. We are all Guyanese. One voice.
Yes, everyone. Let's put our hands together one more time for the young people. It's a celebration, and we need to celebrate them because they are going to take this change to the future. All right? So thank you so much to the National School of Dance. Now we're getting ready to hear about the work of the ERC from the Chairman of the Ethnic Relations Commission, Shaikh Moeenul Hack. Please put your hands together for him.
Madam Chair, Honorable Gail Teixeira, Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Honorable Ganesh Mahipaul, Member of Parliament, Representative of the Opposition, Her Excellency Kamau, United Nations Resident Coordinator to Guyana, members of the Diplomatic Corps, fellow commissioners, esteemed partners, staff of the ERC, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and peace be unto you. I have the honor to stand before you this evening as we observe two significantly important occasions: the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, second anniversary of this commission. The International Day of the Elimination of Racial Discrimination serves as a reminder that our world still grapples with this scourge. Guyana, though enriched by its multi-ethnic and multicultural values, still faces challenges in this regard. It's precisely for this reason that a commission such as the ERC was established to address concerns of racial discrimination and other ethnic issues. In light of this, as we commemorate the Commission's anniversary, I will highlight some of the key efforts we have undertaken towards the elimination of racial discrimination and promotion of ethnic harmony. Before I delve into these details, let me take this opportunity to thank all of our partners for being with us today. We sincerely appreciate each of you who have collaborated with us on various initiatives, the ministries that have graciously participated in our diversity, equity, and inclusion training, among other initiatives, the United Nations agencies that have worked with us on activities such as countering hate speech campaign, xenophobia training, technical and institutional capacity building, including support for enhancing our work at the ERC through tools such as the e-Monitoring Plus. We express our deepest gratitude. The European Union and its partnering agencies, thank you for your commitment to electoral support to all our constituency groups many of whom are present here, and who have engaged us and helped spread the message of our mandate and work, we extend profound appreciation. This International Day and Anniversary observance serve as an opportunity to recognize your contributions in supporting the ERC's mission to promote harmony and good relations. Let me emphasize the importance of Article 212D of the Constitution of Guyana to refresh your memories, which led to the establishment of this commission, the ERC, to address matters of racial discrimination and other ethnic concerns. Very few countries have non-partisan agencies enshrined in their constitution to address racial discrimination. Further, the method by which the 10 commissioners of the ERC are selected is an excellent example of inclusion. Constituency organizations representing the major races, African, Indian, Amerindian, major religious groupings, Christian, Hindu, Muslim, labor, youth, women, and private sectors, are all responsible for nominating and electing their own representatives to serve on the Commission. Since being sworn in 2023, the Commission has engaged with member organizations of these 10 constituencies, discuss their concerns, and explore possible solutions. Further, we have expanded our efforts through regional stakeholder consultations, engaging communities across all 10 administrative regions of Guyana in discussions aimed at dismantling barriers and fostering a culture of tolerance. The ERC recognizes that racial discrimination extends beyond race. It involves ancestry, ethnicity, nationality, even our hair texture. So in fulfilling function number 5 of our 24-point mandate, which is to promote education and training to encourage harmony and peace, the Commission has prioritized educational initiatives, including 1, engaging primaries and secondary schools through ERC Harmony Talks. In the past year, we have reached about 10,000 students across 81 schools in Guyana. Recognizing that acts of racial discrimination can be best deterred by shaping the minds of the younger generation, the Commission views education as a tool to dispel ignorance and intolerance, ensuring that our young people understand that discrimination in any form has no place in our society. 2, developing the DEI, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Training Program. This Commission has designed a comprehensive educational program that has trained numerous public, private, and civil society agencies. This initiative helps organizations build on the strengths of diversity, promote equity and inclusion. 3, collaborating with the Ministry of Education and UNICEF to establish harmony clubs in schools. These clubs support student-led initiatives that foster understanding and respect for Guyana's diverse ethnicities. They provide a platform for students to learn about each other's backgrounds, cultivating a deeper appreciation of differences. The Commission firmly believes that prevention is better than cure. Therefore, in addition to our educational efforts, the ERC has prioritized public awareness through arts and sports. To this end, we have hosted various competitions, allowing participants to express the concept of respect, unity, tolerance, understanding, and harmony through creative arts, jingles, and films. Through engaging events such as our recently concluded Jingle Competition, we have harnessed the creative energies of our communities, providing platforms for local voices to express their vision of unity, tolerance, and respect. We will have the pleasure of experiencing some of these artistic expressions here this evening. Additionally, the ERC hosted a nationwide cricket competition with teams from all 3 counties participating. The tournament's pinnacle moment was when the team from Madia, Region 8, composed of a diverse mix of players, emerged victorious. This moment exemplified the spirit of unity and togetherness, resonating with players, spectators, and stakeholders alike. Another critical preventative initiative was the Countering Hate Speech initiative, executed in collaboration with the United Nations Guyana and other partners such as the Guyana National Broadcasting Authority, University of Guyana Student Society. This campaign included an extensive social media public awareness drive to counter hate speech and highlight its dangers. Workshops engaging youth leaders, media personnel, DJs, and social media influencers. The signing of an MOU between UNDP and ERC, enabling the use of the e-monitoring tool to enhance the ERC media monitoring unit's ability to track and address hate speech on social media. Notwithstanding all of our proactive measures, as has just highlighted, the Commission for the period August 23, February 25 has recorded 220 infractions from social media by the Media Monitoring Unit, the MMU, of which 38 of these cases engaged the investigative unit and the others were addressed with cautionary warnings. The investigative unit has recorded a total of 100 cases over the past year, of which 71 were of racial, ethnic, and religious discrimination, while 29 were not within the mandate of the ERC. I could elaborate further in the interest of time. I invite you to read our second annual newsletter, which provides more details of our work and initiatives. You can obtain a copy via QR code here this evening. Given that we are a multi-ethnic society, we acknowledge that some individuals at this time are observing the Muslim community the holy month of fasting, Ramadan, and will soon engage in breaking their fast. My Christian brothers and sisters observing Lent. As we reflect on the past year, we're deeply proud of the progress we have made. Yet, our journey is far from over. As we approach 2025 general elections, the ERC will intensify its efforts to counter racism and foster inclusivity. The fight against racial discrimination is an ongoing one, my respected gathering, requiring constant vigilance, adaptability, and collaboration among all members of the society. It is not a battle that the ERC can fight alone. It requires the participation of every citizen. Together, we must continue to educate, empower, and engage our communities to ensure that every Guyanese and every person residing in Guyana is valued and respected regardless of race or ethnicity. I extend my deepest commendations to each of you for your commitment, passion, and support in the fight against racism. Let us stand united in our resolve to build on our achievements and continue promoting peace, tolerance, and ethnic harmony across our beautiful country, Guyana. On behalf of the entire Board of Commissioners, I thank you all and look forward to your continued support. Thank you.
And thank you to our chairman. Those are very powerful words indeed, and I hope that we do adhere to them, because it truly does take all of us to make a difference and to eliminate racial discrimination. And now we take some time to welcome to the podium, really giving us the international context here, Her Excellency Jean Kamau, the UN Resident Coordinator. Please welcome her.
Thank you very much, Madam Program Director. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by acknowledging the protocol. Honorable Gail Teixeira, the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs and Governance. Honorable Ganesh Mahipaul, representing the opposition. Colleagues of the Diplomatic Corps. Shaikh Moeenul Hack, the Chairperson of the Commission and CEO of the Ethnic Relations Commission, and also fellow commissioners from this esteemed body, representatives of the media, civil society, and UN colleagues, friends, good afternoon. I'm pleased to join you here today as we observe the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. This year marks the 60th anniversary of the International Convention on the Elimination of all forms of racial discrimination. The adoption of this very important convention was a pivotal moment, a time when there was energy and determination that followed the end of the Second World War. And this energy and determination was geared towards ensuring that lessons for all of humanity were documented, codified, and implemented to prevent and mitigate similar atrocities from happening again. It was a time when the global fight against racism was forged amidst the civil rights, anti-apartheid, and decolonization movements of the 1960s. This convention was the first of the United Nations core international human rights treaties that sets out concrete steps countries must take to combat racist doctrines, promote understanding, and build a world free from racial discrimination. Today, the Convention remains the cornerstone of global efforts to eliminate racial discrimination. It serves as a vital tool not only in addressing traditional forms of discrimination, but also in confronting growing challenges, including the rise of hate and division fueled by deepening inequalities and those who seek to exploit them for their own gain. The United Nations Secretary General, in his message today, has called on all states to implement the Convention in full and urges business leaders, civil society, and all people to take a stand against racism in all its forms and to take action to make the spirit of the Convention a reality. This is our shared responsibility, which has also been echoed here by the chairperson in his comments, who said the Commission alone cannot make the change. We have to work together. Guyana signed the Convention in December 1968, just 2 years after gaining independence, underscoring its early and steadfast commitment to combating all forms of racial discrimination. All of you here today know better than I the immense efforts, investment, laws and institutions that have been created to eradicate racial discrimination, including the creation of the Ethnic Relations Commission. And on this note, also to take this opportunity to wish the Commission and the Commissioners who were sworn in on this day 2 years ago a happy anniversary. Your service to fostering harmony and eliminating racial discrimination is indeed commendable, and I wish you well and support as you continue on your journey. The UN system in Guyana has a proud history of collaborating with the Ethnic Relations Commission, which I believe started on a conflict transformation project in 2005. We continue to collaborate on common goals, and within the past year alone, we have launched and implemented a Countering Hate Speech initiative. This included a memorandum of understanding signed between UNDP Guyana and the ERC aimed to enhance knowledge-based surrounding hate speech and institutional capacity to map, assess, and counter disinformation, and hate speech. There have been mutual training exchanges with the ERC, providing training to all our staff and vice versa in areas of understanding xenophobia, tolerance, and diversity. Plans are underway for other capacity building and institutional strengthening activities. These collaborative efforts are in line with the UN strategy and plan of action on hate speech launched by the Secretary General in June 2019, giving the UN the room and the resources to address hate speech which poses a threat to international principles, values, and programs. The United Nations remains committed to supporting Guyana's efforts to eliminate all forms of discrimination. We stand ready to collaborate with the government, constitutional and statutory bodies, and all stakeholders to jointly undertake measures so that racism and discrimination have no place in our societies. The 60th anniversary is an opportunity to renew our commitment to eliminate racial discrimination, move beyond rhetoric, strengthen policies and laws to promote and protect equality and inclusion, create spaces for intercultural dialogue to foster understanding and create opportunities for young people, women, indigenous people, and persons with disabilities to engage in peace and reconciliation efforts. Let us work together to create a future where diversity is celebrated, inclusion is the norm, and justice is a reality for all. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you indeed. And now we get ready, because we've heard about the jingles that our chairman spoke about earlier. Thankfully, my voice was used to record the ad telling Guyana that this jingle competition was happening. So to be able to be here today to see 3 of our top contenders of the top 10 that were chosen makes me extremely proud. Please, let's get ready to welcome and hear the performances. First off, from our 3rd place contender, young Bill Rogers. Put your hands together as we get ready to hear his ERC jingle.
Let's protect this land of 6 races, unite and build Guyana. Respect for our cultural diversity and move forward together. Stop discrimination and ethnic segregation. We want peace and tranquility, and let's live in harmony. Join their hands now in unity. That's an example of harmony. Respect each ethnicity. Show love for everybody. Join them hands now in unity. That's an example of harmony. Respect each ethnicity. Show love for everybody. Let's show love, tolerance, and let me see them hands like this. Let's show love, tolerance, and respect everybody. Let's show love, tolerance, and respect. One more time. Let's show love, tolerance, and respect.
We're getting ready now for the person who came in 2nd place with this competition, Miss Grenville Wong.
Let me rise so tall, let me rise and shine. All races, one nation, one side. So let me rise and shine. All races, one nation, one side. Guyana's on the rise. Although we come from different places, but here we are together in this place. From the Umana Yana to the ERC Jingle shores, we embrace our differences. So let we soar, come on people, let we build this land. Let we build this land, come on people, let we build this land. Build this land. Together we can, together we will. Sing one melody, 6 voices sing. As one we bring the harmony. Together we can, together we will. Sing one melody, 6 voices sing. As one we bring the harmony. Together we can, together we will.
This is a message from the ERC.
And now for our 1st place year's winner. Are you ready for it? Let's welcome Adaya Griffith as he comes to the stage to represent with his winning song tonight.
For Guyana, side by side. One dream, one heart, one goal we share. Building a future beyond compare. Different voices, one song we sing. In unity, let hope take wing. Together we can, together we will. With love and peace, we'll make it real. Respect and kindness, strength we find. United we leave no one behind. One dream, one heart, one goal we share. Building a future beyond compare. Different voices, one song we sing. In unity, let hope take wing. Together we can, together we will. With love and peace, we'll make it real. Respect and kindness, strength we find. United we leave no one behind. Yeah, one Guyana, one voice, one song. Together we stand, forever strong.
I mean, have we seen talent or what? Put it up for our young people. And young Bill Rogers, you're still young, my friend. Oh my goodness. Now, what I would love to see and hear is this music on the radio stations, especially in an election year. Can I have a yes from everybody in the house? Because yes, we need to preach this. That's the only way we will get through to people. Let them hear this message in song. So thank you for participating, and a big kudos to our winners here today. Well, now we're going to get ready for the official remarks. We're going to start things off with our representative from the opposition, Honorable Member of Parliament, Ganesh Mahipaul. Please put your hands together for him as he comes forward.
Thank you very much, Madam Sessional Chair. Honorable Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, the Honorable Gail Teixeira, Her Excellency Jean Kamau, and all other distinguished members of the diplomatic community, Chairman and Commissioners of ERC, CEO and staff of the Ethnic Relations Commission, audience all, both here and virtual. And you know, today we are also recognizing World Down Syndrome Day, and we should not allow that to get lost either. It's celebrated under the theme, Improve Our Support Systems. On behalf of the parliamentary opposition, I extend my deepest gratitude for the opportunity to address you on this profoundly significant occasion, the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. This day is not merely symbolic, it is a call to action for justice, equality, and the dignity of every human being. While we acknowledge the progress made in confronting racial injustice, we must also recognize the urgent and unfinished work ahead. Our leader of the opposition, Mr. Aubrey Norton, MP, is unable to be present today due to equally important commitments. However, I stand before you as his representative, reaffirming our unwavering commitment to the fight against racial discrimination in Guyana. We remain steadfast in our vision for a nation where every citizen, regardless of race, culture, or socio-economic background, enjoys equal rights and opportunities. As a young leader in Guyana's political landscape, I have listened to the painful stories of our people and observed the enduring tensions that persist. For too long, our nation has been trapped in a cycle of blame between political parties. But we must ask ourselves, how much longer will we dwell in the past? When will we stop relitigating history and start forging a future defined by unity and justice? We must stand under the sacred banner of our national motto, one people, one nation, one destiny. This is not just a slogan. It must guide our governance and policies. With our newfound oil wealth, Guyana is at a crossroad. The question before us is clear. Do we use this opportunity to benefit a select few, or do we ensure economic justice for all, particularly the historically marginalized? The parliamentary opposition firmly believes in harnessing our national wealth for the collective good. Achieving racial equality requires more than words. It demands institutional reform and political will. We therefore call for the strengthening and true independence of the Ethnic Relations Commission as mandated by Article 212D of our Constitution. This body must not be selective in its execution or a mere advisory entity. It must be empowered to act decisively and hold those in power accountable. The Commission must fulfill all 24 functions outlined in our Constitution and rise above political partisanship. Additionally, we advocate for the immediate establishment of an independent Human Rights Commission. The absence of such an institution has hindered our ability to address racial and human rights injustices effectively. A robust commission would play a pivotal role in investigating violations, driving policy reforms, and ensuring that equality and justice are upheld at all levels of governance. Furthermore, we demand greater political inclusivity. Real democracy cannot exist where entire segments of society are excluded from decision making. We insist that opposition representation be guaranteed on state boards and commissions. The governance of our country must reflect the diverse voices and perspectives of all Guyanese. Without genuine inclusivity, democracy is a facade. Aubrey Norton and his team recommit to implementing the National Action Plan on Race Relations outlined in the 2023 address to the nation by the Leader of the Opposition. This plan is anchored in 3 key pillars. 1. Fostering good ethnic and social relations by ensuring that all citizens feel respected and valued while promoting engagement and cooperation across ethnic lines. 2. Eliminating racial and other forms of discrimination by removing structural and implicit biases in policies and practices to prevent unequal treatment. 3. Promoting equity and equal opportunity by leveling the playing field and securing opportunities for marginalized communities. To bring these pillars to life, we propose concrete actions including 1. Strengthening oversight bodies like the Ethnic Relations Commission, Public Procurement Commission, Women and Gender Equality Commission, Human Rights Commission, and the Indigenous Rights Commission. Through increased funding, timely appointments, and international technical support. 2. Implementing ethnic impact assessments for major government policies to prevent and mitigate racial and social inequalities. 3. Enhancing transparency in governance by fully activating the Access to Information Act, allowing citizens to scrutinize the allocation of state resources. 4. Encouraging grassroots community efforts to foster racial harmony and introducing multi-ethnic studies in schools to instill respect and appreciation for diversity from an early age. These initiatives can be accomplished within our constitutional framework, but we are prepared to lend necessary reforms. Today, on the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, we must move beyond symbolic gestures. We need systemic and structural changes that dismantle barriers and create real opportunities for all Guyanese. Optic politics will not do it. Aubrey Norton and his team remain committed to bipartisan collaboration and coalition building to cultivate racial harmony and national unity. Our fight against racial discrimination is not just about rectifying historical wrongs. It is about securing a just and equitable future for generations to come. We must act now. Every Guyanese must feel a sense of belonging, equality, and pride in their homeland. Our commitment is unwavering. We will not waver in our pursuit of a Guyana free from racial discrimination, a Guyana free from corruption, a Guyana free from exclusion, and a Guyana where every citizen can prosper together. It is time to rise above division. It is time to reclaim our national unity. It is time to build a Guyana that truly belongs to all its people. It is time to put the people first. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member of Parliament. And now we get ready for further official remarks from the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, the Honorable Gail Teixeira. Please put your hands together and welcome her.
Good afternoon, everyone. Madam Kamau, UN Resident Coordinator, my colleague, Member of Parliament, Ganesh Mahipaul, other members of the Diplomatic Corps, Chairman and Commissioners of the Ethnic Relations Commission, and all the invitees here today. This is an important event in terms of being able to recognize and acknowledge the work done, first of all, by the ERC in its second anniversary. As we saw from the video that's been produced, a lot of work has been going on in building and trying to create better knowledge and understanding and tolerance between people. Secondly, it's also an anniversary of the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. And we have to acknowledge internationally and globally that there have been reversals. When we look at Guyana and look at this perspective around this internationally, the world is a worrying place. When policies of diversity, inclusion, equity are being dismantled, banned by many countries, as well as hate, whether it's of a religious nature, ethnic nature, tribal nature, as well as wars between countries and conflicts within countries. Guterres had said last year at Human Rights Day that there were reversals of democracy in many parts of the world. And that is true, and maybe more so now in March 2025 than in December 2024. And so the fight against hatred, against racial discrimination is an important one for all of us. And Madam Kamau referred to how the birth of the International UN Convention came about, was part of the struggle against apartheid, institutionalized racism that existed in South Africa, Zimbabwe and so on, and in which the world, and including Guyana and many of the countries in this region, stood by the people of South Africa. And so we are in a period of time where we have to fight for human rights, we have to fight for democracy, we have to fight to be able to protect the gains the world has made and to prevent reversals. In the Caribbean region, this is a region that has been peaceful, lived in harmony with one another, and in which there is some diversity. But probably the most diverse country in the region is Guyana, with 6 different ethnic groups and with more people coming into our country as migrants who add to that kaleidoscope. For too long, it has been seen that our cultural diversity, ethnic, religious diversity, was a hindrance, it was a problem. I think that after all these years of independence, we are now recognizing that the diversity in our country is actually the tool for unity and not the tool for division, as it has been seen over many decades and was promoted by the British colonials. The concept of divide and rule was institutionalized under colonialism to make sure that we, as Guyanese, and then British Guyanese, did not work together, did not like each other, did not unite for each other. And so some of these vestiges still remain amongst us of divide and rule. But today, when we look at Guyana, and if we look at ourselves, and yes, who said we've reached the pinnacle of what we're supposed to reach? Who has said that Guyana has implemented all of the UN Convention for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination? Who said that? Nobody has said that. It is a work in progress as we build a nation that became independent in '66 and had a very torpid evolution as an independent country. A very long struggle for democracy, a long struggle to end rigged elections. But here we are. Here we are. And we have done well in what we've done. And we have more to do. And so when the ERC goes out and holds workshops and discussions and competitions and stopping hate speech, these are important tools that add to what other people are doing in this country, what the government is doing and others, to try to build back, to build a united country. And one that has no place for racial and ethnic discrimination or insecurities. Over the years, one has seen that ethnic insecurities are more a feature of Guyanese history and reality than discrimination itself. There is nothing to show that there is institutionalized state racism. There's none. Constitutionally, legally, administratively, executive, legislative-wise, and in the judiciary. In fact, our Constitution prohibits that. Our Constitution prohibits the administration, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary from being discriminatory, whether it's on race, on ethnicity, on gender, etc. We're prohibited under the Constitution. And that constitutional reform came out of, in 1999-2001, out of a long consultative process with the people of our country. Communities meetings were taking place in communities, people had to speak what their thoughts were and how could we make a better Guyana, a more united Guyana, and how could the Constitution be a tool to do that. And so we've come out with a better Constitution, and now we're going into another constitutional reform process that will make it even better, because it's a process we have to go through as a people, as we mature, as we develop, as we see the world around us and our place in the world. And so one can point to things that may not be working, has not been implemented as yet, but one can also point to things that do work. First of all, we reject any concept of state institutionalized or state-sponsored racial discrimination. Number two is that if we look at what we do as a nation, when over 200,000 children in our country were registered in school, because that's the children's population in school, whether private or public schools, receive a voucher of what is now 50,000 each child to help them stay in school, to help their parents help them stay in school. It's an important program to ensure that children are in school and stay in school and graduate. But it also means every single child in school, regardless of whether they're Afro-Guyanese, Indo-Guyanese, mixed Guyanese, Amerindian Guyanese, Chinese Guyanese, and the smallest of all groups, Portuguese Guyanese. But we also look to the present in terms of the $100,000 cash grant, where 400,000 people have received that so far across the 10 regions of Guyana. You see the photographs, you see the videos. There has been no complaint that areas are being targeted and being left out. It is a criteria, a process. Once you're 18 years and over and you have an ID card or a passport. That's it. The new program that has come in to do with newborn babies. Again, every newborn baby, regardless of what their ethnic and racial background is, once they're Guyanese and born here. If we look at what's going on in the school system, the new schools have been built in interior areas which were underserved before. Hospitals and health centers being built in interior areas and the coastal belt. To be able to improve the quality of life of our people, to improve the access to goods and services on an equitable basis. These are measures that remove the disparities between people, whether geographic, because you're living in the interior and some live on the coast, some live in the riverine areas, whether it is disparities of economics, those who are poor, those who are low income, and those who are rich. Those are disparities reduced, and Guyana has one of the lowest disparity ratio in the entire Latin American Caribbean. And so that's an indicator of whether there are, deliberate or otherwise, policies and programs and measures that discriminate against different people. We can't use the issue of racism as a slogan. Wherever there are disparities, whether it's poverty, whether a particular group is more vulnerable than another, whether it's persons with disabilities, whether it's indigenous people, whether it's women and gender, women, for example, the elderly, these are the vulnerable populations that we have to address. And so the programs of health and education, for example, of the carbon credits that are given to indigenous populations to help them develop their own programs, design their own projects, which they manage. Nobody else is managing it, of over $4 billion in the last year. These are measures to reduce poverty, to reduce disparities between our people, whether geographic, economic, social. These are the tools you use in the Convention Against the Elimination of Discrimination against People. The measures in the Convention talk about equitable access to goods and services, to opportunities. And are there measures that are in place to assist those who are unable to access them? Or if there are ways that they are not able to access them. The housing program in every single region of Guyana, 42% are owned by women. We are one of the countries with the largest number of women owning property in the entire Latin American Caribbean. Whether it's farms, whether it's house lots, women in Latin American Caribbean rarely own property, rarely. On their own name, not on the name of a side of a man, but their own name. And I challenge you to go look at the statistics. We have a long road to go. We haven't reached where we have to go. And yes, there will be mistakes that are made from time to time. But the issue is that the architecture, constitutional architecture of this country, designed by thousands of people who contributed, talks about rights commissions, talks about the ERC. And as the chairman said, we're the only country that has a constitutional body dedicated with 20-odd responsibilities in the Constitution to develop tolerance and harmony, but also to be a complaints mechanism for people who feel their rights have been violated on the basis of ethnicity or race. And there's a process. And just like when we go to the judiciary, we may lose a case and win a case, so too with the ERC. There's no one controlling the ERC. The ERC is an independent, impartial body that does its own thing. And the money they want at budget time, the government agrees it, puts it to the House, and the House adopts and asks questions on it. That's their right to do as the opposition. We talk about the Human Rights Commission, and I put it out here publicly once again, that the leading opposition needs to give the President 6 names that are not unacceptable in accordance with the Constitution to be named as the chairman of the Human Rights Commission. That's all that's needed now. The chairman of the other rights commissions are in place. So all we're waiting for is the leading opposition to give the names, and we've waited for years and decades for it, and we will continue to wait. But we can't pick what we say in Creole, cherry pick. We've got to deal with objectively looking at a society. And I'll say this, I've become more sensitive to the views of external people coming into our country. Because sometimes we can become very, we have, what do mules and horses weigh? The blinders, is that what you call them? We can become like that because we live in here. But when foreigners come in and say, this is a very interesting country. We saw when you had Padua, people of all races played. We saw when you have Ramadan, that people of all ethnic groups go to the Ramadan village and so on. We see Lent and Easter, where everybody goes and flies kites. This is an unusual country, different country. And when you look at our rating at the UN in terms of, and the US State Department reports on religious intolerance, we are looked at as an example of a best practice with religious tolerance in our country. So on a day like today, we have to mark up what works and is good. We have to mark up what needs more work to be done up. And we have to say that one of the contributing factors in the world today in terms of race hate and discrimination and vulgarity and baselessness in the language is on the social media. And the restrictions on the service providers are being reduced. So you're going to see more horrible things in the social media, not only Guyana, but internationally. And so we have to be able, as a people, to be able to disaggregate the reality and those who want to divide and rule, those who want to make us feel like a people, that we're not different, that we are like other countries that discriminate and have serious discrimination. I'm waiting for the deportees to come from Guyana, from the United States and other countries to tell us what their experiences have been. I have lived in other countries and have experienced discrimination, racial discrimination and religious. So I'm not talking academically, I'm not, seriously. But I think we have a good thing going as a people. And don't let's only see what is negative. Let us see how we can do better. And that means that one of the things we need to do is, where there's a difference between someone saying that I feel discriminated because of my ethnicity. I applied for a job and I didn't get it because I think they didn't like me because of my skin color. There's a difference between that and when it is propagated that a whole community is discriminated against. The ERC deals with cases, and there's another redress. If anybody under the Constitution of Guyana on human rights feels violated, they can go to the Constitutional Court and have their matter held. And that's one of the courts that actually work very quickly. So we have to discriminate in our own way of the information we receive, what is real and what is not real. We have to be able, as the ERC campaign, that we say no to race hate. We say no to it. That we disparage those who try to bring to us this view of division. And also try to correct where there are weaknesses, mistakes, and people overstepping what is required of them. This is an important day for us, We report at different UN levels. We have signed the convention, and we are obligated to respond to what are the issues that have been raised there. Guyanese are free to raise petitions at the UN Committee for Elimination of Racial Discrimination, and they are. And we do face being questioned by the UN Committee on issues to do with racial discrimination, as well as other conventions. That's when you ratify a convention. That's what's expected of you as a country, to do what you have to do. And you cannot say, well, I'm not going to answer. So it's easy to make certain comments. It's not easy to be able to always stand in front of a UN Human Rights Committee and or the OHCHR to answer what are precautionary measures and petitions and to try to present your case. But that is your obligation as a ratifier of the convention. Constitutional reform will come and people are free to make changes, make proposals, and the parliament, the legislature of Guyana will have to vote on those. And we have a responsibility in the parliament to do what is best for our people in the long run and in the short run. We have a social, moral, ethical responsibility and a legal responsibility as elected officials. And so today I think is an important time for us to measure how well we've done. And I go back to the chairman of the ERC. It's not easy bringing together a number of people who have been chosen by a variety of civil society bodies. Because I don't know if people know here, what is the process of these rights commissions? The Committee of Appointment has a list of NGOs which is approved by Parliament by two-thirds, which means Ganesh Mahipaul and others. After those lists of civil society people are approved, the list of the civil society organizations, then those bodies are asked to consult and to meet and come up with their nominations. And they go through elections and so on. They have to have accountability in the process. So the 10 people who make up the ERC have come through a democratic, transparent process to sit there. Different views, different ethnicities, different religions, different social backgrounds, and they have the mandate from the Constitution to operate in an impartial way. I challenge anybody to say that any government minister has interfered in the decisions that they make that are not within them. Those decisions must be within, of course, the Constitution laws. And so we must allow these bodies to function to the best that they can, and to keep building them. Because resilient institutions defending democracy and human rights will be the way to ensure that we don't have reversals in the future. And that is why it's important what the ERC does to build it, to make sure it has staff, make sure it has the policies, the guidelines, the programs, and it is out there. So that over time, this will become institutionalized and will function easily, much easier, and recognized by people that it's worthwhile going to. We have to be able to celebrate how far we've come as a people in relation to the convention. We've made progress. We made progress. We mustn't disparage the progress we made as a people. We must encourage it and encourage more, to do better, so that we will be building a very harmonious, culturally diverse, ethnically diverse, religiously diverse society. As I said, listen to some of the people who come into Guyana, who've been to other countries where there's been civil strife. Listen, and you will hear some things about Guyana that you didn't even recognize was good in our country. Because sometimes you need to look with a different eye. We are here and sometimes we only, as we say, look only at each other. So today is an important day, and I want to say that all of you will become torchbearers, change agents, to make sure that efforts to divide our people based on ethnicity, race, religion, gender will not be tolerated. That we will stand for people's human rights and all people have the same rights regardless of their ethnicity and race. So I congratulate you, Mr. Chairman, and the commissioners for a good job done over the last 2 years, and to keep up the good work. And you will have challenges over the next year, I'm sure. And also to you who are here in the audience, to say let us consciously work together to ensure that prejudices, whether ethnic, religious, or race, are reduced, and each one of us plays a role in stopping it where it comes up in our society, in our communities, even in our families. Thank you very much, and good night.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And now we get ready for our vote of thanks by Mr. Ruplau. He is the head of Education Awareness Unit. Please put your hands together for him.
All the protocols being observed, on behalf of the Ethnic Relations Commission, I extend our sincere gratitude to all who've made this event a success. A heartfelt thank you to the Honorable Ms. Gail Teixeira, Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, and the Opposition Representative, the Honorable Mr. Ganesh Mahipaul, for their invaluable insights tonight. Your support underscores the national commitment to eliminating racial discrimination and fostering harmonious relations among all Guyanese. And we thank you for your support at our event tonight. Special appreciation to Her Excellency Ms. Jean Kamau, the UN Resident Coordinator for Guyana, for providing the global perspective on eliminating racial discrimination and reinforcing the international convention to end it. To our Chairman Shaikh Moeenul Hack and the Board of Commissioners, your leadership continues to guide us in fostering national harmony. Thank you for sharing the ERC's impactful work. Our gratitude also extends to the National School of Dance for their captivating unity performance and the ERC Jingle Competition winners whose message of harmony inspire us all here tonight. To Ms. Gomin Kamash, our CEO, and the ERC Secretariat staff, thank you for your hard work and your unwavering dedication to our mission. Finally, to all stakeholders, media representatives, and attendees, your presence and active participation reinforces the values of inclusivity, mutual respect, and the mutual respect that we champion. As we close, let us remain steadfast in our resolve to eliminate racial discrimination and discrimination in all of its forms. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Please not leave without, first of all, meeting each other. We have some light refreshment for you. Let's have a great evening. Thank you for having me as your host, and get home safe.
Bringing you and me in harmony, no matter your color, ERC, or your race or your creed, ERC, unity is important, ERC, to give this nation its destiny, yeah. Ethnic Relations Commission, bringing peace and love to the old and young. Ethnic Relations Commission.